We have an Army surplus MEP 806B 3-phase generator in working condition. There are some cosmetic defects, one of which is this hinge up top. Does function though, the panel will close. Just kind of have to force it down. A couple other things, paint's a little faded. Some dings on the top, nothing too bad. John Deere 6068 diesel engine. So in really clean, nice looking condition. One of the neat features of this generator is that there's a dead crank switch, so if you're working on things or trying to prime the fuel pump, you're able to crank it. It won't start, but you're able to crank it from this location. To start the generator, you have to have this in normal. And once you come to the front, you'll have to power up the master control panel. As it boots up, that sequence is written above. It is critical to follow the sequence, otherwise it will crank and not turn over. I'll explain why in a second. Software loading. Several other neat features are there's a auxiliary fuel you can put on this generator, so it has its own fuel pump internal to the unit, and you can hook it up to a bulk diesel supply. Once the controller has booted up, place the generator in the prime and run, and then you have to clear the fault reset. If you don't, it will not activate the governor board. As you can see, there are lights. There's DC power, but there's no power to the governing board. Once you clear the fault, you have power to the governing board, so now you have fuel. If you don't do it in that order, it will never start. Learn that the hard way. So it cranks right over, fairly loud with the doors open. Once you close the doors, the sound diminishes. It is not whisper walk quiet, but it is quiet enough to have a conversation. You see, our voltage came up. Frequency is 60 hertz. We have fuel percentages. Toggle over and look at the engine stats. Pressure's up and alive. We have alternator putting a battery output, and we see the water temp coming up. And then our delta volts, which is pretty handy, shows what it would be if you connected in single phase. So you can bump this voltage up, and you can tweak it up to what you would want your single phase to be, and then just connect line to neutral, and you'll end up with what you see on the delta here. If you connect in 3-phase, you'll of course have the 3-phase output you see over here, which is 208, 209-ish. And then to change the voltage, you do that before starting. Inside of this panel, you see the voltage selection. Then you can tweak your 416 to 419 output. That's it, we're live and running. Runs fairly smooth. We'll show another video with the load test. I don't have anything here to load test it right now, but I have run a load on it and it does function.